この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am here for Mushoku Tensei Episode 6. Mushi Tinfoil Episode 6. Last time on Mushoku Tensei, a good bit happened. We traveled far, far away from our hometown to village of Roa. I think it's Roa. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. To meet Eris, our new assignee for tutoring. Met the leader of this city, a slightly distant relative of the Grey Rats, and his daughter, also a slightly distant relative of the Grey Rats, and a total brat, an absolute brat, and she's amazing because of it. Pure Tsun, no dairy yet. We'll see if money can't buy it, but maybe acts of good faith can. I kind of doubt it. I think she's pretty pure Tsun, but we'll see as we go. Discovering that she is a monster in child's clothing, Rudy decided that they would need some kind of ploy, a plot, a scheme, and so he schemed with the help of some allies, including her father, to have a false kidnapping, a faux kidnapping, and hopefully scare her into some level of desire to become more powerful and to gain all these skills that would help her in situations like this. Unfortunately, the kidnapping was anything but fake, as one of the retainers of the house, or whatever the fuck his job is, decided to use this opportunity to kidnap the young noble and presumably sell her for bad purposes. And it went badly. She got real injured. Rudy saved her, did some stuff, escaped from the place, a bunch of things, and eventually they get cornered by a bunch of bad guys. And with a huge firework explosion up in the sky and some dope-ass fireball blasts, Rudy deals with some of them, also some cool drill rock things, deals with some of them, but finds himself in a tough spot as a sword hurtles at him through the air, and he comes face to face once again with his own mortality. Until just in the nick of time, at near light speed, Ghislaine arrives. So dope! And shatters the sword and saves the day. Cool. That's about what happened during the plot of the last episode. Let's dive into a couple of comments to talk a little bit more in depth about some of the aspects of the last episode, and then we will jump into the next episode itself. So, starting off. Yeah, we'll start off with Gurgle Shorts. I do like Eris. Good Soon Soon is getting harder to come across these days. Fair enough. I hope that she is good soon soon. We'll see. Lin Hua writes, Cat Waifu's technique is called Sword of Light from Sword God style. In the web novel, it's supposed to be a swing approaching light speed, not the whole body. Those visual effects are what a person approaching light speed would theoretically see. And Nickmer responds, when I saw the relativistic Doppler, I had a nerdgasm. Nice. Hope you cleaned up. Sin-Sin-Kun writes, I think it's important to point out that the fight also serves to highlight the difference in mentality between Rudius and the rest of this world surrounding mortality and death. For Ghislaine and Eris, they were entirely unbothered by the death of the kidnappers. For someone of modern sensibilities like Rudius, it's horrifying and reminds him of his own mortality. Yep, good catch, good call. There are multiple comments that talk about this being Rudy's first in-person experience with death and graphic violence. Yeah, I didn't really catch that. Didn't really think about it. Marco Garzon writes, I think you got to the core of it at the end there. Rudy is terrified of becoming complacent. He remembers acquiring skills and becoming decent at them, only to drop them and never really putting more effort into them. So now he is obsessed with self-improvement and never allows himself to think he is good enough. It's one of his greatest strengths, while also being one of his greatest weaknesses. He constantly underestimates himself and is his own harshest critic. It's hard for him to acknowledge how exceptional he actually is in this world. Using this battle as an example, he, being a mage who is not supposed to be good at close range, recovers the hostage and nearly dominates two trained fighters while protecting her. He cuts off one of the fighter's arms with a wind blade in the novel, by the way. However, he only focuses on his last misstep. Pretty harsh considering this is his first real battle experience. These are not just two random thugs, by the way. One of them is an advanced level Norse style sword fighter, same level as Paul in that style, which we know because of the throne style thing that he does. This also gives you an idea of what the power scale is in this world. Those rock bullets, they're almost analogous to getting shot at by an AK. Well, maybe not at this particular time and power level, but Rudy is also kind of going for non-lethal as he's never killed a person before. The point is that advanced level is enough to block those. Pretty scary, I'd say. Rudy's perspective and ours by proxy is a bit skewed here. Advanced is the peak of power in most places in this world. Saint and above level people are extremely rare. Rudy does not realize just how powerful he is. There is very little most fighters can do against Rudy if he starts a fight 100 meters away. Really cool inference and stuff to realize about Rudy's power in this world. And we'll see how that develops as we see more fights and more ways for him to exhibit his power. And I think we'll end there. And move on into episode 6. So, here we go. We are now entrenched in the family gray rat, off in Roa. I think it's Roa. And apparently teaching Eris. We'll see how that goes. I'm sure that it's not going to be the smoothest of sailing. There will certainly be some conflict here. She does not seem like the easiest person to teach, even if she has agreed to it. And we'll see how Rudy develops into this role. He's been given a little bit of authority, and a little bit of power is a dangerous thing in unskilled hands, especially in the hands of someone who isn't very wise. In terms of like D&D character stats wisdom, he just doesn't strike me as very wise. And so he might do some unwise things with that power, but we'll have to see as we see and find out as we find out and watch as we watch. So that's what we're going to do. I've got episode 6 of Mushoku Tensei up and ready to go using the Motbob subs as before. There will be 2 versions of this reaction, picture-in-picture version with the video up there, linked in the description down there, a timer-based version up on YouTube. If you want to sync up your own copy with the timer-based version, you're more than welcome to. Just get your copy ready because the PiP timer count channel will be coming at you in a moment. Likes, comments, subscribes, comment stuff on the video, and maybe I'll talk about it come next video. And subscribe to the channel if you like the content. It helps. And Patreon. If you want early access to any of the Mushoku Tensei videos or any of the other videos, check out the Patreon. It's linked in the description. And that's going to be about it. Beep beep timer. Let's get into it. Elaine in the corner. Many uses? Neh. Yeah. Huh. Okay, that makes sense. Would there be a political play? Yeah. Yeah, interesting. Hey, kid. I still kid. Right. Yeah, all right. I get it. I understand. Me too, man. The fuck? Who the fuck are you? I've already been granted permission to stay. Oh. So he's actually in charge. Got it. Ah! It just doesn't stop yelling. Well, there are political reasons, father. Uh-huh. Those look super uncomfortable as chairs. Like way lean back. Eh. Huh. She will never apologize. Oh. So, that's why I'm here. Hmm. Hmm. It's a good point. This fucking guy. This fucking guy. She loves him, doesn't she? you coward. He's so loud. Do it. uh, what? 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 What have you been teaching her? What have you been teaching her? I can tell. I can tell. Holy shit. It's so completely unexpected. They are fond of Beastkin, but Beastkin seem to be entirely second class. Or maybe even third class. Oh. So hungry. Fun sequence. Oh, right, we're teaching Ghislaine, too. Hey, you got a fire! You got a flame! You're gonna light everything on fire, girl. Cool. Whoa. Huh! Making figures, huh? All that gunpla practice coming into play. That's cute. I bet they sell a Roxy figure that looks exactly like that one. I bet they sell a lot of them. Oh, this is a weird semi-abacus. Naruhodo. Oh. I don't need them. I just need magic. And she's gone. Any criticism? Yeah. Gone. Yeah. Good. But she comes for the magic part. Found a place to take a nap. No. No. Well. That's not how that works. Well, here it is. This is the thing, isn't it? Well, that just got worse. I hope she wakes up. Good. He's gonna get appropriately the shit beat out of him, right? Good. 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 This fucking guy. Okay, we'll address that when we get to it. It's bad. Nowhere near as bad as I thought it would be, guys. Was that it? Was that it? That was it? That was it. Really? Like, really? Okay. She can count to 6. It's a big party. Hmm. Both of them? Zenith too? Oh, I mean, I guess she is a healer. Tuxum. Yeah. That'll destroy you. But how did you count to 10? No, I'm kidding. Oh. Why don't you kill the monster and eat it? Oh, she's so into it. This is gonna work great. I will learn all of the math. I hate it though. I can't do it. She's hooked. She's also way better at him. Better than him at swordplay. Ugh. Right. Don't think, just think. That seems like about right. Just gonna keep the sounds going. You suck. You suck, Rudy. Yeah, she's bigger than he is. And he would demolish you. Overwhelmed. Something you need to overcome. Just something you overcome. I don't want to. But then you'll never learn. Oh my god, she's the worst. She's the worst and the best. The best because she's the worst. It's great. Oh, a whole squad of minis. Instant sleep. Good. Hmm. 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 Oh my God, 5 years. Are we gonna time skip? The violins. Oh my god, she's gonna explode. Yeah, stand back, stand back, stand back. Ah, got it. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh. Hmm? Why? Why? She doesn't make sense. Is a festival? Or a thing? Or are we just going out into town? Whee! We're just going out into town. Okay. Sure. Ramparts. Buggy. What are you about to try to sell me? What are you about to try to sell me, my guy? Oh. It's powdered rhino horn. Good. Is he writing in Japanese? Or in like a different language? Neto game. What? Hmm? Hmm? What? One. Yeah, one. Wow. uh, I don't think so. Excuse me, I just want to sell you this dick pill. Excuse me, please just take this dick pill. Very valuable item. Ooh, grimoires. Oh, that's a lot. Hmm. 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 A lesson. One gold. Wow. She's a highly trained man-at-arms. For what? Yeah, for what job? Eris, what are you trying to get paid for? It's a good lesson. She took it seriously. Mmm. 5 gold pieces. Just gonna get so much more money than he makes. Time to return home. What? What? The demon god is dead. Well, I don't know shit about shit. Every MMO? Uh-huh. Oh. Nope. Lore dump! Yeah. Oh. Asking you may receive. Good. Good, yeah, for sure. 100%. What? She bought it? By the way, what is it anyway? What? Shit. Ooh, so easy. Oh. You're gonna die, kid. For sure. Oh, with tickling. Very well. What a cute episode. A day off in Roa. What a cute episode. That was great. No, there's only one thing that we gotta address that's uncute, but alright. Alright. What lies beyond effort? The goal. Success? Things like that. Interesting. Okay, give me a sec. I gotta go use the bathroom. Okay, we're back. This episode was lovely, as a day off type of episode should be. It focuses a lot on characters, character interactions, and just doing fun stuff in fun environments. As well as Rudy growing into his role as this tutor, which is sort of what I expected. There's this whole solid montage of him just teaching and finding joy in that teaching, in that process, and that challenge. And also a joy in his exhaustion. There's the scene where he sort of drops into bed and is like, I don't want to do anything. That's just right for someone having taken on responsibility and slowly warming up to it. It's difficult, but it's rewarding. And the magic of it is that you want to keep doing it when you keep doing it. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. I find all this stuff at the beginning about the political wrangling around Grey Rats and knowing that he was responsible for this thing to be really interesting. We'll see if it comes up in the future, because I'm sure that we can't keep that under wraps forever, but we'll see. Seems like the entire Grey Rat family has a thing for bodacious women. Big Bazongas are the name of the game. Also beast women, it seems to be like a thing. This character is the dopest. I love this angry tsundere grandpa sort of archetype. He's wonderful. We also see lots of interfamily violence, just sort of blown past, which indicates to us the way that this family runs. And I gotta mention something. This is a structural issue. Who the fuck designed these chairs? Look at that shit. Look at that. When you sit at a dinner table, do you want to be reclined at a 45-degree angle? Because I don't. Jesus, who designed this shit? That's stupid. Okay, so we get our Beast Girls. Please teach Eris magic. I would, but what if she grows up to be too proud to ask for what she wants politely? Actually, a really good point from Rudy. And so he just yells. And I love this moment where she and he are in like the same pose with their arms out, just like rah 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 back and forth. It's perfect. Where you see that parallel between the two of them. Ask for something yourself, and we get to see a cute asking. Is that any way to ask for something? And clearly they have trained her to ask for things like this. This is just so funny. It's perfect, because this is the kind of thing that you would absolutely hate and be utterly embarrassed by, and it's perfect. It is perfection, and I would not have it any other possible way. I can't even imagine any other possible way. It's just glorious. So, from there we move into, got a little bit of practice, little bit of montage. I do think this sword fight sequence is pretty fun. It's very, very flippy, very over dynamic, moving the characters in and out of frame and using them wiping across each other to maneuver them around and create this fun, like, spinning, whipping around sort of feel. And we get to see that pure joy in Eris's face as she succeeds with the fire. We get to see something a little bit similar later when Ghislaine does the math and goes like, yes! Which is cute. We see these people really growing into their role as learning, as students. And him creating minifigures. Seriously, there's a business opportunity here, man. Now, I like that we show him just creating Roxy, but later we show that it's the whole family that he's creating. There's something to that, right? Because the creating of a Roxy minifigure could be like an obsessive sort of thing, like the holy relic and all that jazz. But creating the whole family, it's just the ties to a different place, to nostalgia, right? And it's excellent. It's excellent. I think it's really good. Okay. Teaching the maths, learning the fire, and Eris has problems, and we get to right here. Okay, so approaches sleeping girl. Looks like an angel while she's sleeping, and he says something along the lines, Eris, you'll catch a cold. And he starts off, like, genuinely helpful. You're gonna catch a cold, come on, hey. And then he goes, wake up, you're gonna get assaulted. It's like, well, by who? By you, right? So he justifies this to himself as like, I'm just doing the thing that is like karma. She deserves it. She's asking for it. And he gropes her. Like a lot. Like a good bit. Gropes the breasts. She moves, tries to take her panties off, and says something along the lines of, sound asleep, oh well, bad girls can't complain if someone takes their panties off, and goes for it. I mean, there's nothing to defend here. This is bad news bears. This is shitty behavior from Rudy. It's shitty behavior from Rudy. Does it bother me too much? No, not really. This is exactly the kind of mistake that I would expect Rudius, as we've met him and learned of him, to make. It's exactly the kind of mistake, the kind of give in to temptation. And we see the self-justification in it as well, like, oh, you're being bad, blah, 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 this is a punishment, blah, 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 this isn't for me, this is against you, right, blah, blah, blah. And all of it falls flat because all of it's flat, right? This is the fulfillment of his desires and nothing more, nothing less. There's no justifying this, there's no consent here, this is bad juju. That said, he doesn't fucking rape her in the middle of a hay bale the way that apparently his father did. So that's something. Again, I'm not trying to justify it by saying, well, it's better than blah, blah, blah. Because it's, you know. But at the same time, like, it was yesterday. Yesterday! I read Oyasumi Punpun yesterday. And there's a scene where a character explicitly and specifically tells another character, no, stop, no, I don't want this, stop. And that character continues for way too long before eventually stopping. And that gets me way more than Rudy being a perverted little brat. Now, I know that minimizes, right? That sounds minimizing. Oh, he's just a perverted little brat. Because, well, he's kind of not just a perverted little brat. He's also kind of a man, but then that opens up the whole conversation that we've had before about, like, is Rudy a boy or is he a man? And I don't know, both. Who knows? But what matters, I think, is that whether he's a boy or a man, whoever he is right now, whatever parts of each he is, the person that he is exactly the kind of person that I would expect would do something like this. And this won't be the last time, probably, that he'll ever do something perverted. No chance. This is an assault, and he knows it's an assault, and it's wrong, and he knows it's wrong, and he's doing it anyway because he's tempted, and he doesn't have the ability, the self-restraint, at all, in any sense. He is a desperate, horny, pervy child, man, person, thing. And so it tracks to me. I think it's also really helpful and solid for the show that, well, one, it's important that she wakes up, and then we turn it into humor. And this is very much like a time sort of thing. What I mean is, like, this is indicative of the time that this was initially released. How do you overcome something like this? Well, not with in-depth conversations about the right and wrong of the behavior. The girl punches him, and it's over. And he goes and he's a conniving little scheming bastard about it. And that's it. It's the whole thing. And it's been addressed. And she doesn't seem to hold it against him. She might. It would be reasonable for her to, but she doesn't seem to. And so neither will I over the course of the show. Now, there's another way that this could be written if we were going to be taking it seriously. And I think that's maybe the issue that some people have, is that this is sort of glossed over. Because it does get kind of glossed over. There is no giant conversation, right? There's no dinner table emergency family meeting where everybody's like, listen, man, you fucked up. You touched the girl. You're getting kicked out of Roa. Could be. That could be the story that we tell instead, but it's not. We don't take that event very seriously, but neither does she. And again, she's a written character, so there's a fantasy inherent to that, a fantasy of the lolly who doesn't care if you assault her. But I don't think that's what we're getting at here. I think that you can read it that way if you want to, but I don't think that's what we're getting at here. I think this is just precisely the kind of mistake that Rudy would make. And it's precisely the kind of situation that might result, that might come about, and that situation is the kind of situation that he would be unable to resist, absolutely. Because he's not good enough, not strong enough, not wise enough, not careful enough, not adult enough, not a person enough to control himself. There's also an element of revenge to it. She's making my life a living hell, so I'll make her life a living hell. Kind of the same idea as the guys who were kidnapping her in the last episode. Ah, she's such a difficult brat. Makes me just want to do something to hurt her. There's an element of that here too. It's complicated. This isn't as simple as I think a lot of commenters would have you believe. Ooh, this is just simple. All this does, it's fantasy sexual wish fulfillment for Rudy. Nothing more, nothing less. No interesting characterization going on here. Nothing important about this moment. It's just there to titillate the audience and be a sexual fantasy fulfillment for all of the pervy otaku out there who can't get a girl. Doesn't seem right. Doesn't seem accurate to me. Just seems inaccurate. And I think that's all I have to say about it. I mean, it's not good. I'm not going to defend it. Not really. But it also doesn't seem like the worst thing in the entire fucking world. I mean, geez, do you know how many shows there are with perverted protagonists who sexually assault people constantly? Not that that's... I'm not saying that's a good thing. I hate those shows mostly. But Rudy ain't that. Not quite. He's at least complicated, and there are at least reasons behind it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just minimizing and trying to shield my fragile ego from the thought that I could potentially enjoy a show that contains evil behavior. But I don't think so, man. I think it's about right. So, I love this whole conversation about how magic, or how being an adventurer requires math. It's like, oh, yes, you ever been in a place where you couldn't deal with money? Yes. If you don't understand math, you will eat monster shit and puke for days. And Eris is in it. She's like, yes, I will learn. I will learn. These fight sequences between Eris and Rudy are well choreographed and interesting and fun. They're really easy to follow, and they're solid all the way through, and Rudy gets the shit kicked out of him, as you would probably expect. But no, he's a mage. He needs distance as well. So that's pretty cool. And we'll go for another round. And here we get that moment where he's like, you know, stuff has been completed. He's done stuff. He's gotten stuff done. But I got to keep it up so I can go to Magic University with Sylphie. And he gets up and he turns on the candle and he starts working on the next day's lessons. It's perfect. Okay. And she needs breaks. And so we take a break and we take our day out. We have this flash of stuff that is horrifying. The nice little dress, and a lovely experience of going all over the place and finding all these fun things. This is a great gag. The aphrodisiac thing is a fun and interesting, good gag. This little moment where so good from Ghislaine, and him praising her even though she's wrong. Yay, good job, Eris. You're so right. And he wants a book, but she doesn't buy him a book. She buys him the aphrodisiac. It's also really interesting that we get to figure out how much money is worth in this world. It gives us a basic baseline for understanding how much things cost. And then there's a lore dump. What the fuck is that? It's a giant floating dragon city led by a dragon man who defeated the super evil demon god lord person. And that's what happened many years ago. Interesting. We'll see if any of that becomes relevant in the future. Perhaps the Demon Lord will reemerge, or the city will fall from the sky, or the dragon will turn evil, or something else crazy will happen. And then we get our goofy gags around the aphrodisiac, and lots of fun murder tickling. Very good. Very good. All in all, I thought this was a solid, calm, relatively, and goofy episode of Mushoku Tensei. We came off of a pretty serious one last week. We had a child girl with her teeth bashed out of her head, and men decapitated and bloody on the floor. Now we have learn math and science and magic, and also go out into the city and buy dick pills. Perfect. Perfect. What a wonderful, fun time. Also, a little bit of sexual assault. Yay! Look, I get it. I to some extent, some people might be really squeamish. I mean, it would take being really squeamish, I think, to be completely, to cancel this show and anybody associated with it because of this. You have to be really, really squeamish. And that's okay. I'm not trying to say that that's necessarily, like, wrong to feel that way. And, you know, if you've ever experienced anything in the realm of assault, being willing to be like, none of that in any context. Totally fine, fully valid. But to cancel the show, and seemingly everybody who likes the show, and to say, like, blanket, they're all bad, oh god. Because this? I'm sorry, have you seen Evangelion? Have you fucking seen it? Have you seen it? Like, come on. This is anime. And I'm not trying to say that anime is a medium for perversion and ecchi content all over the place. That's what it's for. But god damn, this is so meek. It's so tame. It's just the context of his history. The idea that he may have had pedophilic tendencies in a past life, leading to him now exhibiting potentially similar tendencies. That's what it is. That's what it is. It's wrong to put that in a piece of media, to explore those concepts, even if they're real. It's wrong to explore things that make other people feel uncomfortable. It's wrong. Morally incorrect. Doesn't seem wrong to me. Now, I guess maybe what people see as wrong is that Rudy doesn't seem to have learned a lot. But he is learning. He is learning. He doesn't seem to have learned a lot. I suppose that's valid. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. Especially in the world that he's living in now. Again, this doesn't justify it. It's not like, oh, well, other people do it, therefore it's fine. But like, his father is a rapist. The family that he's just entered has servants who are all of one race, who are all beast people. Like, this is not a utopian, egalitarian paradise of a world here, y'all. This is a fucked up medieval times world. Fascinating. If this is really the thing that got people, that took people from to ew, then I think that says something more about people and more about the way that people are looking for reasons to criticize media than it does about the media itself. And I think that's true. I think there's a whole industry, literally industry, where people have their livings built upon the back of calling stuff out. There's an ulterior motive to it. If you can make a controversial video calling out a popular show for something, some kind of moral failing, you can get a lot of traction with that, and traction is money. I wonder how much of the conversation around this show is in good faith. I really do. It's interesting to think about. Okay, well, I think I'm going to wrap there. Thanks so much for watching this episode of Mushoku Tensei. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, or if in my discussion of what my theorizing of what people feel about this episode, if I didn't cover the way that you feel about this episode or the events within it, please write a comment. As long as you write a comment that's expresses yourself well, you will in no way be shamed for it. I would love to hear other people's responses on this, from either side of the aisle or a middling perspective. I don't care. I'd love to hear other people's insights. Because people seem to be up in fucking arms over this, and I don't see it. I don't see it. But that's just me. You let me know how you feel about it, and I'll catch you next week for the next episode. Thanks so much for watching. See you there. Peace.